The wallet slipped from his vest and landed in the dirt with a sound far too soft for the weight it carried. I bent down without thinking, acting on pure instinct. A photograph slid free, catching the desert sun. My hand froze around it. Her face. Her dress. A memory I once thought untouchable, preserved on glossy paper. My wife inside his wallet. The desert air thickened, pressing into my lungs like stone. He noticed, but his expression didn't falter. Instead, a grin carved across his face, sharp and cruel. "You always thought you were above me," he hissed, voice low and venom-laced. "But you're the one who lost. Your daughter isn't even yours." The silence that followed cut deeper than the words. The photo burned against my palm. My mind was unnaturally still. No trembling, no protests. Only the quiet that comes before a trigger breaks. I lifted my magnum and leveled it low. My voice, when it came, felt like it belonged to someone else. "I'll tell command you didn't make it back. They'll honor you with a medal posthumously." He blinked. Just once. Fear flickered across his eyes, brief, but real. That was enough. I smiled and pulled the trigger. But the truth had begun long before that shot, even if I hadn't recognized it at the time. The cracks had been subtle. The way she avoided my gaze when I spoke of him. The way my daughter's laughter sometimes carried a note that didn't sound like mine. I buried those suspicions, telling myself I was tired, that war had twisted my thoughts. But unease has teeth, and it sank them deeper with time. When his wallet opened that day, I didn't need his grin. The photograph was proof enough. Still, denial tried to hold me in place. My wife's smile in that photo mocked me. I played along, kept my voice steady, my steps measured. But inside, I had already started digging. When I returned home, the work was quiet, invisible. A strand of hair sealed in an envelope. A toothbrush slipped into a sterile bag. I mailed them to labs that didn't ask questions, paying extra for results that came faster. Weeks stretched thin. Sleep became a stranger. Each morning I kissed my daughter's forehead with a calm face. But inside, I was cataloging her laughter, memorizing every trace of it as though collecting evidence. Waiting was worse than combat. Bullets tell the truth. Betrayal doesn't. When the envelope finally arrived, it felt too light to carry what it contained. My hands didn't shake as I opened it. Numbers. Percentages. The blood in her veins. Not mine, his. I sat at the kitchen table, the house wrapped in silence. She walked in humming a tune, laundry basket balanced on her hip. She smiled at me, the same smile she wore on our wedding day. For a fleeting second, I almost convinced myself I'd imagined it all. Then I slid the papers across the table. Her humming stopped. Her hands froze. She scanned the lines once, twice, then her eyes widened. She looked at me, searching for rage, for fury, for anything. But I gave her nothing. Just silence. Her lips quivered. I can't explain. I didn't want explanations. Words from her mouth were poison. I stood, leaving her with the truth on paper and the weight of her own silence. He never thought I'd find out. Not during that mission, not in that dust-stained wasteland where loyalty decided who lived and died. He thought his grin would shatter me, that his words would tear me apart. But I had already walked through fire. He didn't understand that I had been waiting for that very moment. At first, he smirked when I raised the magnum, convinced it was a bluff. Then he saw my eyes, calm, cold, steady. No hesitation. "You'll be remembered as a hero," I whispered. "Isn't that what you always wanted?" His smirk faltered. Panic bled through. He opened his mouth, maybe to beg, maybe to curse, but no words came. The recoil cracked through the desert, the sound swallowed by open air. He fell forward, clutching the wound that erased him first as a man, then as a soldier. He gasped, eyes wide, betrayed. For the first time, he understood what betrayal felt like. I let him die slow. I didn't need to watch, but I did, until the light drained from his eyes and scattered into the dirt. Later, command would call his death a sacrifice. They'd send a medal, a folded flag, a letter dripping with honor. My wife would weep. My daughter would ask questions. And I would give them what I had given him in the end, silence. In that silence, there was power. No shouting, no confession, just a void she would have to fill with her guilt, her terror, her unraveling. Every time she looked at our daughter, She would see him. Every time she thought of me, she would feel the weight of my stare. I walked away from both graves, the one in the desert and the one inside my home, lighter than I had been in years. I hadn't lost. I had simply discovered what was mine, what never was, and buried the rest.